Hello, everyone. Welcome to another Discord Friday. This is the Warehouse Series. I appreciate everybody for joining in. If you guys are new, subscribe to the channel. Guys, join Discord. That link is in the description below. And remember, guys, if you post your pictures over on Discord, you will be on a future Friday. Not a lot of pictures as of lately. And remember, just because you post doesn't mean I'm going to put it on. I'm trying to pick stuff that I haven't seen, so something different, some different tips that I can go over. Guys, give me a thumbs up. And let's get on to it. All right, guys, picture number one, just an excellent order. I love seeing orders like this. I mean, this is identical to how I build. So whoever built this, just a great job. Guys, when you have a quantity of pop, soda, whatever you call it, you do not have to tie in every single layer. I love how they did two. Now, I wouldn't go any more than 2 layers on the column stack in the pop. But it's just a great job. I mean, we do have different product in the back. We have tea, but I love how they started this pallet out and just everything about it, guys. What do I say? The cross and tea, keep bigger cases on the outside, keep smaller cases on the inside. We got this going. Now, we did have to go this direction, but as soon as we had the opportunity to tie in, to come back in towards the middle of this pallet, we did. And what did we do? We stayed going that direction. So we're not doing this. We're sticking to the basics of that cross and tee. I do love the slip sheet on top of these LaCroix. They are a slippery case, so to prevent your cases from sliding off, you could either put the slip sheet on, or you could just throw a little bit of wrap around there. But love the big cases on the corners. I mean, this is just a beautiful pallet, just very well built. Here's the back of it. Now, the only thing I don't like is these tees. Now, we did get a lot of the tees. I tell you, I like to stick my Arizona tees in the middle of the pallet of that cross and tee, unless I get a lot of them. So the only thing I would have done differently probably is I would have put the Shasta on the outside. The reason being is because it's in a container, and these are all individuals, as you can see from the side view here. These are all individual tees, so the chances of them sliding are going to be a lot greater. Now, they look like they did not move much on this pallet, but I'm telling you, for past experience, it is. Guys, we got broken wood down here. A lot of the times that you have to use broken wood. Sometimes in the warehouse, we just have nothing but broken wood. If you're using a piece of blue wood or any wood with broken wood right here, just make sure it has this centerpiece. Because if it does not have this centerpiece, that is what's going to cause the pallet to just bow in and possibly just break open and and knock your pallet over. So let's go back to the back part of this real quick. There goes that slip sheet, nice big cases on the corners. I love how we space these out just to get our layer in. All right, their gaps aren't huge, but we're nice and solid. We got the pickles on. I love pickles, those big pickles on the corner if I can get them there. Keeping these ocean sprays in the middle of the cross and tee, I love, because they're like a flimsy case. They're hard to stack on, so I love it. Big boxes on the corners. I mean, this is just so awesome. I love the way this pallet is done. Just great job all the way around. Side view here. Guys, remember, you could stick big cases in the middle. Just keep the higher case on the outside. High corners, low inside. It helps your pallet perfectly. We got a slight lean here, nothing crazy. We got plenty of weight here that is straight up, that is going to hold that in place. I love it. All right, let's get on to the Slipsheet King. Oh, man. I'll tell you what. When I first started this channel, and I still don't like slip sheets, I'm not going to lie, but I've come around to them. And I've come around to, hey, whatever makes your day go by, whatever makes you build this pallet the way it looks, then so be it. Because the pallet's not bad. I mean, it's hard to see on this picture, but you definitely got good technique going. We have some stuff that, if you did not have your slip sheets in there, it's possible this pallet's falling over. But this cracks me up, man. And I'm not downing you, but it just cracks me up. When I saw that, I just started laughing. Me personally, I come from, whenever I first started in the warehouse in 1998, I came from a no slip sheet era. So we are now in the slip sheet era, and I chuckle whenever I see this stuff because I just don't use it. So do you have to use these many slip sheets throughout the course of the day? No. Should you be? In my opinion, no. Not unless this is what you do to make your times. All right. If you need to do this for your day to go by, then so be it. All right, but I highly recommend for new selectors to learn to select without using slip sheets. If you have to use a slip sheet, I'm all about maybe one on each pallet midway or a couple. All right, but if you have this many throughout the course of the day, it's just too many in my opinion. But once again, I'm not downing this person. I'm just saying for new selectors coming in, if you start relying on slip sheets, it's going to make your job a lot harder. Here is that back or another pallet or that back pallet that we were just looking at. Yeah, I mean, it is what it is, guys. This is how this person builds. So like I said, I mean, we got creamer upside down. I'm not a fan of it. We are still, what is, yeah, I don't like the case sticking out, the Tropicana. And you said you were on Teams because I asked if you're crushing your times, and you're on a per case per hour. So I'm curious, and I thought you said 240 cases per hour. So I am really curious, like after you throw 240 cases per hour, let's say we get 240 cases done in 50 minutes. Are we allowed to just sit for the last 10 minutes? I'm curious how that works, cases per hour. Or is it like standards? Like you're up 10 minutes, you get to either burn that time or you get to use it later on in the day. So if you're up if you finish 10 minutes early, I'm just curious how that works. But if you're throwing well over the case limit per hour, then I'm not a fan of the pallet is what I'm saying. I just think this is a shaky looking pallet. But once again, if your pallet's not falling over, but I mean, we got 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, you're just using slip sheets like crazy. Not a fan. If it works for you, keep doing it. But for new selectors, I'm not a fan of this type of selecting. I don't like the cases sticking out. I don't like that we're not sticking to the basics. I need to throw as fast as I can. And if there's no incentive involved, then this don't even need to be. I want to get more information off this person because I did ask him a couple questions on Discord. But if you leave comments in the comment section below, I'm just so curious of trying to get some more information off of you. And if we could chime back and forth in the comment section, I'd really appreciate it. All right, guys, this one right here. So I want to say something. If you have to use a slip sheet, my biggest downfall to using slip sheets is angles. If you're going on angles, you are taking away stacking surface of the pallet, and you're going to get stuff like this. So we got a nice solid pallet. I don't mind your potatoes here. Center your potatoes out, okay? See how our potatoes are just rocking backwards? These potatoes are 50 pounds a piece. So that's 200 pounds leaning against your corner over here. So what I would have done here is I would have at least centered this bottom potato so this column is more, straight up and down and not leaning. If you want to use a slip sheet, at this point right here where you used a slip sheet, I would have removed the pineapple. All right, because you want these slip sheets to be level. They're going to be a lot more efficient. So I would have took the top pineapple out of there and this one here, and I would have put the slip sheet so it's more level. The more level that slip sheet, the better. All these blue cases, I would have called them stacked somewhere. I don't know what the other side of your pallet looks like, but all these blue cases, I don't like stacking on them. They got the tabs, or they just don't, cases just don't sit right on them sometimes if they get caught up on the tabs. But I love column stacking produce, and I would have kept all of these together. I would not have spread them out. Layer stacking your produce is not a good idea. I think column stacking produce is the way to do it. I like how you stacked your pineapples up the front. I like how you did this. The halos, I wouldn't have put them down there. They would have been up on the front. So what I do is I start stacking, and anytime I get a solid box, it goes on the back of my pallet. Anytime I get an open box, it goes on the highest front point of my pallet, because I do not want to stack on open boxes because this looks a little shaky back here. You got a big Foxy in the middle. I would have had that on the corner, and we could have done that by getting rid of all these clementines and putting them somewhere else or whatever they are. But I would try column stacking your produce a lot better. Let's take a look at your back pallet, which I also disagree with. All right, guys. Now, the reason why I disagree with this one, your part that you built is great. I'm actually kind of surprised that your warehouse allows this, because if you are in a warm, humid climate area, guys, the trucks are going on refrigerated trucks. So you get a lot of sweat in the warehouse. So that's like from the time, sometimes these doors stay open outside because they're just, they want to make sure that they're counting the trucks or whatever. But if you're in a humid area, condensation does build up inside of the trucks. And these watermelon bins, as soon as they start getting a little bit of moisture on them, they are going to buckle. And I disagree with stacking. Now, I don't mind double stacking watermelons because they come on the truck double and triple stacked. But the only problem is that watermelons are inside the bin. So even if it falls over, we're not going to have a lot of damage. We're just going to have to get a new watermelon bin and replace the watermelons into a new bin. Where this here, if it falls, we're jeopardizing product being damaged, like the juices and stuff like that. If it's working out, then fine. But I have worked in perishable a lot of my career, most of my career out of 26 years, and I cannot tell you how many watermelons have fell over in the truck because of condensation. So it's just something to keep in mind. All right, guys. And the last thing, I put out surveys and I said that, do you want me to talk a little bit more about finances on the channel? It seems like an overwhelming amount of people said, yeah. I'm not going to bombard the channel with finances. So I will, when something comes across, if I see you guys talking about something on Discord, or if there's something specific that you want me to talk about, just let me know. I'm all about, you guys, you got to prepare for your future. So if you guys, I'm not an expert by any means on this stuff, but I definitely have experience with it. I hope you guys, like I said, leave comments, guys, and I'll see you guys next week. Have a great day.